Okay, so I got a question from Frank. I have not read this email yet, but I figured let's go with the flow. So he writes in, he says, "Hey man, my name is Frank and I'm 22. I really love your videos and you have helped me become a better person since I started watching your channel. Well, thank you for being a subscriber and thank you for being a supporter. And thank you for writing in. Most people would not do that. If they're going through some shit, well, they'll probably watch Netflix, jerk off, and drink rather than take accountability, right? So they'll blame someone else for the reason they're not where they want to be, but you're an action taker, good enough for you. And anyone on this team, watching videos, that's investing in yourself, right? So good for you guys. I was in a 3.5-year relationship with my now 21-year-old ex-girlfriend, and to be honest, I wasn't perfect, and I made some mistakes. Well, we all do. Even I make mistakes. So don't realize it's part of life. I've been doing this shit for over a decade now. I've taught this for over a decade. I've been studying for 15 plus years. I still make mistakes. It happens. But the key is you want to minimize those things so they're not as great. And if you minimize those mistakes, you're going to date better looking, hotter girls, and you're going to have a lot more success with girls that you really, really connect with. And that's really exciting. That shit's exciting. So make the mistakes now, and by the time you get to my age, you're going to be really fucking good, bro. To be honest, I wasn't perfect, and I made some mistakes. I was a porn addict, and I tried to get rid of it. She found out about my porn addiction at the beginning of this year, and she said she wanted me to get my life together. Well, yeah, porn addiction's not good. All right, porn addiction is not a path that you want to go down. Watching porn, I'll say it like this, right? If you are addicted to porn, that's horrible, because porn is horrible for the fucking brain. All of it is fucking really, really bad and toxic for the brain. And I want to say something that might make you question your decision to ever watch porn again. If you are watching porn, essentially you are the guy on the couch watching a guy sleep and fuck the girl that you want to have sex with. So what does that make you? That makes you a cuck. You're watching someone have sex with a girl that you want to have sex with, and you're jerking off to it. You are a cuck. You are a cuck. Don't go down that route. Cut the fucking porn out. Cut it out. I know that it can help you get off. I know it's easier. Cut it out. Use that energy and build better quality relationships with better girls and have sex with them and use your sexual energy on them, not a fucking screen, bro. And if you're alone or you're on vacation or something, your girl's not with you or you can't get a girl, use the mental image of someone that you have previously been with and utilize that as your vice, okay? Cut out porn. It's not good for you. Let's see. We were still in a relationship, so she wanted me to get my life together, and I don't blame her. And we were still in a relationship, but we didn't spend as much time together because I was working on it. I found a job, I went to college, and I started to plan the rest of my life with my girlfriend. Good for you. But she started getting colder towards me but I knew that I had to have the time to build trust with her again. I asked her to go to therapy with me and to help me with my porn addiction, but she refused. Yeah, she doesn't want to go with you. So here's the deal, bro. In this situation, you are relying on her. You're treating her like the therapist. You're asking her to help solve your problem. She doesn't want to fucking do that. She wants you to be a grown goddamn man and figure it the fuck out on your own. She wants you to show her that you can do it for yourself. Not for her. You have to do it. This is not her problem. The porn addiction is not her problem. That is your problem. You made decisions to watch porn and get addicted to it, and you watched a bunch over and over and over again. I don't know what weird shit you were watching, but that is your fault. That's not her fault. She doesn't need to solve that problem with you. She doesn't need to go to therapy with you. No, that's on you. That's on you. So I don't blame her for not wanting to go with you. And what is she saying too? If you can't figure out a porn addiction, how are you going to handle it if you guys get married and then you guys have kids together and then all of a sudden maybe your child gets hurt or sick? Are you going to cry? You can't even figure out a porn addiction. That's what's going on in her mind. He can't even figure out a porn addiction. What if our child gets cancer? What's he going to do then? Is he going to sulk up? Is he not going to be able to help out? What's going to happen? She needs to know that you're going to be strong and stable And in emotional time, you're going to be the fucking man of the house, and you're going to be able to be the stoic one, and you're the one that'll be able to rely on. If you can't even figure out a porn addiction, she don't want to be with you, right? So you really got to fucking settle that shit out on your own. And it's a challenge, but you're going to grow from it. And you're going to find out a lot about yourself with it. So she refused therapy, and at some point, I went back to my addiction 2 times. She asked me if it happened, and I said yes. And she wanted to end the relationship and go on a true break. Yeah, because you slipped up, and girls want guys with discipline. And again, you're still young, I get it. But she doesn't want to have to tell people, oh, my boyfriend's addicted to porn. That's just embarrassing for her. You are a reflection on her. Realize that. You are a reflection on her, and she wants to brag about her man. Nobody wants to be bragging about a guy who's addicted to porn. Not going to happen. I called her and I asked her to speak, and she didn't. And she said that I didn't value her space. She said that our relationship is over, and I panicked like a bitch. I called her brother. I begged to him. I called her friend. I begged to her, and then 5 days later, she blocked me on Instagram and Facebook. You don't beg. You don't beg. What she sees, and this goes along with your porn addiction, you have no self-discipline. You have no discipline. You can't cut out porn, and you can't even go to no contact for 5 days. You can't not reach out to her and give her space for 5 days. You're needy. You're needy, and she sees that, and that's not fucking attractive. Girls want to see that you can live on your own, that you can help figure shit out on your own. They go hand in hand. If you are addicted to drugs or alcohol, you're going to obviously, when the girl breaks up with you, beg and chase for her back because you have no fucking discipline. You got no discipline, and that ain't fucking attractive. You need to have self-control. And for you, you need to work on that self-control. And I'll give you a quick tip. If you want to work on your self-control and you want to work on your discipline, start cutting things out of your life completely. Start small and work your way up. For example, for me, one thing I recently started doing is each and every week I'm cutting something out of my life completely. Now, this is more of a new thing, but I'm working on improving my discipline. So anything that's not unhealthy for me, I'm trying to cut out of my life. So for example, candy corn. I don't eat it that much, but I'm cutting it out of my life completely. Now, it's a small thing, but I'm cutting it out of my life. Now, what did I do in week 2? I cut out orange soda. Now, I don't drink a lot of orange soda to start, so it's an easy thing to cut out of my life, but now I just don't drink it. If it's offered me, no, I don't drink orange soda, right? And I'm gradually working on my discipline by cutting out things that are unhealthy for me. Now, you can do that too, to the point where cutting out porn will seem like nothing to you. I don't watch porn, right? I cut that shit out of my life. Now, part of it is because I've worked on my discipline, and it's now easy. So now if a girl decides to leave me, which has happened, I have no problem not reaching out to her. That is nothing to me. That is nothing to me. And you want to get to that point where girl leaves you, you're like, she don't want to be with me? Bye, see you later. I will never talk to you again unless you get in touch with me. I'm serious, right? So you need to get to that point. Since the breakup, I was doing no contact, and she reached out a week later to tell me to delete the intimate photos from my phone. I did that. Well, you don't have to do anything that she wants you to do or requests you to do. Straight up. She's not in your life anymore, so if you have intimate photos on her phone, whatever, I wouldn't even answer that. Fuck it. Or you say, well, you can come over and delete them for me, because I don't want to delete them because you look fucking hot, and I don't want to get rid of those pictures. So if you want to delete those, come over, you can take my phone, and then you can do it that way, right? And then she comes over, you use your flirtish charm, and you sleep with her. But you were a little bit of a bitch, and you just kind of did what she wanted. So you were hoping that being nice would potentially get her back in your pants. It didn't work. Let's see. Where were we? Okay, so at the time, my money got stolen, and she asked me if I needed any help. Bro, you should not be talking to her about your personal situation. Should not be doing that. If she texts you, you should just assume that she wants to see you. You did not do that. You're now venting to her and treating her like a therapist again, which is why she lost attraction for you in the first place. She told me she needs space from this situation. Well, of course, you keep begging. I posted one thing on Instagram. I don't have many followers, and suddenly some fake accounts started following to view my stories. And when I sent it a friend request, it blocked me. Well, that was probably her creeping on you because you actually were sticking to no contact. But does it matter? No, because she's not reaching out. 11 days later, I broke no contact because she started to block me on the other socials. Bro, who gives a fuck? You cannot, no matter what, you are not going to reach out during no contact. Again, you have a porn addiction, so you have, and I'm repeating myself, but I need to drive this in, and I'm being fucking hard on you, I understand, but you have a porn addiction. You have no self-control. So you can't even last 2 weeks doing no contact. She thinks that's pathetic. She needs to see that you're able to stick to your frame and actually not reach out to her. She needs to see that. She hasn't seen any of that shit. You're reaching out to her on social media. She blocks you, so you start to panic. Oh my God, why'd you block me? Blah, 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 blah. This is the type of shit that gets you blocked. Because you do that shit, you get blocked on more accounts. You get blocked on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever, right? Eventually she blocks your number. Then you start going to her house. You start making new Instagrams. You got to cut that fucking shit out, bro. I apologize for everything I did wrong, and she blocked me on Snap, from which I reached out to her on. And since then, I've been doing no contact all over again. She started to date another dude 2 weeks after our breakup, even when she said she is not looking for anybody right now. Well, yeah, here's the reality of the situation is, and trust me, this is how it goes, is when you break up with someone, 9 times out of 10, they got a new dude within 3 weeks. They get attention from all over. They say, oh, I don't really want anything. I'm going to take some time to heal. It's really, what they're really saying is, I'm trying to let you down easy. I'm hurting. Like, this is tough for me too, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is, the girl's going to want attention from somewhere else. So this doesn't surprise me, and don't be shocked that this happened. Plus, you've been acting weak, so she's so turned off by you that you've pushed her into the arms of another fucking guy. And each time you reach out to her, and each time you complain, or, oh, you blocked me, blah, 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 you're making the other guy look way better. Now, what you would, if you really knew the shit, if you didn't say anything after the breakup, you would probably realize that this other guy doesn't know shit. He's not a Team Fortune guy. He's going to fuck up eventually. And you're not doing anything to fuck up. You're actually improving your value by not reaching out to her. And when he fucks up, she's gonna start reaching out to you because you have more of a connection. But you didn't do that, right? You didn't do that. She started to glorify him. She told all my friends how successful he is, posted flowers from him on social media, but not his name or anything. Well, yeah, she's probably trying to rub it in your face because you have been acting weak, and girls like to do that. When they know you're affected, they like to drive it home on you. It's kind of fucked up, but that's what happens, right? I started watching your videos again to be a better man. I still have a job. I work out 4 to 5 times a week. I go to college and focus on myself right now. Do you think she is over me, or do you think there's still a chance to work on things with her? Yeah, well, here's the deal. I mean, I don't want you to... This is the question I get often from so many people. Is there still a chance? Is there still a chance? I don't want you to act like there's still a chance. I want you to assume it's over. I want you to assume that it's over. You've really fucked up a lot here. Like, you've really fucked up a lot. What I would do if I were you is accept the loss, as painful as it is, learn from your mistakes, not wait around for her. She's got a new dude. She's dating a new dude. Yes, it's a rebound, but still, she's dating someone else. What I would do is accept that, you know what, I really made some bad mistakes. I fucked up. I could have been better, and you're taking ownership of it, which I applaud, but I could have been better. Let me practice with new girls. I just got to get better. Let me practice with new girls. I'm going to take the new improved version of myself, and I'm going to use it on someone who's better. And what you do is you find a better looking girl who's probably better for you. Again, bro, you're still young. You're 22 years old. There's a lot of fucking girls out there. You're going to meet a lot of better girls. Trust me. And ones that you might not think it right now, like, yeah, I won't click with them. They're not her, blah, blah, blah. Trust me, you will, and you know you will. And you just work on getting better with those girls. That's what I would advise. And as you get better and as you improve your life and as you keep with the Team Fortune, as you improve your value as a man, as your income goes up, your job goes up, right? And you continue to work out, you're cutting out the vices and you're becoming the most dominant, successful man. At 30 years old, you're going to be a fucking badass. And you're going to be the type of guy that she would be fucking itching for. At her age, what she's going to realize is not a lot of guys are into self-development. And as you kaizen and you grow a little more each and every fucking day, you become a top quality fucking guy. You're not there yet, but you become a top tier man while all the other guys have kind of just stayed put. I can't tell you how many dudes that I know have just stayed plateaued. They've plateaued, haven't gotten much better. But you have the opportunity to design your life any way, shape, or form that you want, right? Now, I'm not saying do it for her, do it for yourself. So the woman that you attract will be better quality women that communicate a little more effectively, women that are a little more patient with you, right? Women that may be career driven, maybe women that are into fitness, right? All these qualities that are meshed up into your dream woman, and that's what you'll get, right? So really what you need to do is improve yourself, work and date other women so your skill set and the attraction you have with other women gets enhanced, right? Now, is there still a chance? Sure, but I don't want you to assume that. You really fucked this up. You fucked this up a lot, and it would take a long time to undo the mistakes that you've done. And she's going to have the assumption that you're this weak man. She doesn't believe you can change. She doesn't believe that you're going to stop watching porn. She doesn't. You haven't given her a reason to prove that. So what you need to do is do things for yourself. And eventually through the grapevine, it gets back to her and she gets curious. And then maybe she gets the opportunity. But I don't want you, again, I hate saying that shit because then people stop. They create hope for themselves. And if you have hope for yourself that you're going to get back with her, you're not going to give other girls who are actually worthy of your attention. Does that make sense? You're not going to give the girls that are actually worthy of your attention when you're keeping hope for another girl who gave up on you, right? And I understand why she gave up on you, but she still gave up on you at the end of the day. So now prove she made a mistake. Prove that you're going to be better than any other fucking guy. And you don't rub it in. You don't say, look at how great I am. And you don't rub it all over social media. You just become that fucking guy. And eventually with time, she gets curious, right? So be the best version of yourself. Use that pain and put it into becoming the man that you're supposed to be. Because future you is going to be really, really fucking happy with the decisions that you're making. And I know it was tough on you in this email. I know it was very tough on you. But you needed it. You needed some tough love. And what's going to happen is you're going to grow from it. So I hope this helps. Keep up with the Team Fortune. And keep us posted, man. Curious to see where you're going to be in a couple of years. So, peace.